see. Who are you talking to? Oh yeah. I don't know what kind of reading I want to do yet. But I had to wait till my kids calm down because they're like flying all over, like, I don't know, Mowgli, like the little boy out the Jungle Book. I don't know. I feel like as the days go by, I'm not really even sure about YouTube anymore. It just seems like it's dramatic as fuck. And people have to be really bored to be just trolling all day. I wonder how much they get paid for that. Because maybe I'll do it. I'll just go talk some shit in the chat room. Have like little walkie-talkies like, okay, you can post now. No, you post. I don't know. I guess it's the thug life. I don't know. I think that it's important for everybody to realize that to have a platform to put yourself out here, to read tarot cards, to offer up a part of yourself that you probably wouldn't normally tell people, you know, to be a light worker, to be a star seed, whatever you're sent here to be. This is not easy for us, you know. We are subject to a lot of dark shit, but the last time I checked, the darkness can never distinguish the light. And I think that people need to remember that. And the ones that have a higher purpose are always going to be a target, you know. The way that I define myself has nothing to do with this platform. This isn't even like something I wanted to do. I just felt like I was backed up into a wall and this was all there was to do. That I have something to say to someone that maybe could help them along their way. That's what we're meant to do. You know what I mean? But I just think like it's important to remember, like, when you have a purpose like this, you're gonna be a target. And as much as I can acknowledge and accept the fact that there are demons around, I'm also going to accept and understand and remember the good people I have on my side. My angels, my ancestors are thick as fuck these days. You know what I mean? The people I've lost, I'm heavily protected and I'm not scared. You might drain my energy a little bit, but the last time I checked, I'm still breathing and I got back on here, so shit. I mean, you don't even know who you're fucking with. But I think people should do more research about witches, about tarot cards, about religion, organized religion in general. You know what I mean? We're a very fucking programmed nation on purpose, and it seems like a lot of people are believing the hype. Because me personally, I didn't really tell a lot of people about my tarot channel either. Now I did tell like my friends and people along the way. I'll let them know, because I was kind of like embarrassed about it at first. Like, I didn't know, you know what I mean? This isn't something people do. And, you know, I get called a witch, I get called this and that, but it's just like, first of all, And I'm gonna lay this out here. If I was a witch, I would have like a mansion and like 6 cars, a Lambo. Like I would have a lot of shit because witches hold power, witches hold weight, witches make money. And I don't even know how to like do a spell. You know what I mean? I looked at one time and there's like a bunch of shit that I've never heard of. You know what I mean? I can't even say the word. How am I gonna do that? But I have a black cat, and I feel like if I had a broomstick that could fly around, especially right now, like I would totally fucking hop on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So call me what you want. You know, my soul has been here for a very long time. I've been reincarnated in many different positions of power, and I still hold power and I still hold weight. So fuck with me if you want to. You know what I mean? My team's ready. I'm not here to be something like I don't usually brag about it because I'm humble. My ego takes a back seat to what my purpose is in this life. And it's like we have to understand that inside of ourselves we have a dark and a light side, that this whole thing is about balancing out the energies, that the things that we think and manifest are basically things in our life that we're scared of, you know. We've just been taught the wrong shit and it's based on fear. So if you're scared of something, you're going to bring that in closer, you know what I mean? Think back to mental illness. Why do you think schizophrenics talk to spirits and things we can't see? We're blind. They can see them. Children, they can see them. They're around. Yeah. Why do you think people commit suicide? Why do you think people take medications? This is a very fucking real thing, but you have to focus on the right shit. You know, what are you here for? What do you want to work with? You know what I mean? You can sell your soul, you know what I mean? What's that quote? You could gain the whole wide world, but you lost your soul. That's what you have in this. This is what you have is your soul. So however you want to play with it and rock with it and roll with it is on you. And I'm not here to judge nobody because some people will sell it for fame and fortune. I was placed here with a pure soul, good intentions, loyal. I mean, fuck, man. Can you imagine what I've been through? There aren't people like this left. But maybe me standing up and saying that I am one could encourage the next person to maybe go through the same process or a similar thing and realize who the fuck they are, because we all forgot somewhere along the lines of black and white and this and that and French and Canadian. We fucking forgot a lot of things, you know? I talk to angels, you know what I mean? I don't fucking talk to the demons. I mean, sometimes actually I yell at them like, listen, back the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it does get heavy. I have to tell them back up, but we don't just sit down and have coffee and play Monopoly. Like I acknowledge y'all are here, but shit, I'm rocking with the, you know what I mean? I gotta stay over here, you know? I fuck with the angels heavy. Sorry. My soul belongs on this side. That's where it's always going to go, you know? I think that people should try to not be discouraged by attacks and depression and bipolar and manic depressive and the 7 million other fucking labels that they'll give you, when at the end of the day it's a spiritual warfare and you're listening to the wrong side. You know, our brains are rewiring themselves to avoid a traumatic event most of the times, and that's what brings on a mental illness. And the medications don't do shit. They make you a repeat customer. That makes them a lot of money. I mean, you can take the label that they give you and hold it and tell people like I'm OCD and PTSD and ABCDEFG, or you can say fuck that and try to rewind a little bit, rewind the tape a little bit in your life of when this shit started and what's recurring, and the same wall you keep hitting with your face dead on that's not changing is a lesson you need to learn. Can you imagine how many times I hit the same wall? My stubborn ass, I gotta do shit my way. I just got tired of it. I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. Rip that band-aid off and deal with your shit and your life will get a million times better. Or you can live in that low vibration where you're at. It's up to you. We all have choices, like E40 says. Everybody got choices. Free will's a motherfucker, because you could read tarot cards all day, every day, saying your soulmate's gonna come in and this is gonna be great and you're gonna win $1 million and shit, but the choices though, and the timing though, fuck, man. I think depression is definitely related to the spiritual realm, because they're feeding off of your fear and your sadness and your guilt and your shame, and they attach themselves to you, and after a while they just wear you down, and you feel like the only choice you have is die, you know? It starts somewhere. I've been in the mental health field for 17 years, and I've ran across several people. Mental illness is in my family. Alcoholism is in my family. It starts from trauma or abuse, something that caused guilt or shame or programming, anything. There's a list of mile fucking long, but it fucks you up somewhere along the way. And I feel like our brains hold everything. You just think of it as like a library or something where it always stores the information, like a computer. Unless you go in and delete that, it's always going to be stored on there. You know, like those nudes from 3 years ago. Like if you didn't go in and hit the delete button, it's still going to be there. Our brain holds everything until we find a way to release it. And that's one thing we were never taught. I really thought that I was over some shit like heartbreak or something that happened when I was younger, but our subconscious is the one that holds on to it. And then our brains, kind of the way we're thinking and what we're surrounded by and what we're giving into, has a lot to do with what's in our lives. It affects us, you know? And I'm just like, as the years go by, I've noticed the medications, yeah, they might help the symptoms for some of the people I work with, but I've met some of the most beautiful, talented, free-spirited people that are in nursing homes or group homes and have these labels slapped on them. But at the end of the day, those are the people that like are almost, they have a purpose. And it's like they're just believing the label or whatever. Like when I say you're gonna be attacked, you're gonna be fucking attacked, left, right, back, forth, sideways. Every insecurity, every fear, every doubt, everything that you're sad about, abuse, in any form, they stick to you. They don't leave. They're just weighing you down, and you're carrying that shit around every day, and eventually you just give in, or you find a way to self-medicate. Porn, eating, gambling, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Anything, drugs. You're numbing it so you don't have to feel it. Personally, I messed around with some drugs a few times. I'm not a gangster or anything, but I had a problem with drinking. I think I'm willing to admit that. I would drink anytime that I had a bad day, that I had something I didn't want to think about, a heartbreak, somebody, you know, to mask that, because when I was drunk, I was happy and I could sleep, just, you know, pass out. And it was just like, we all do those things, but what are you avoiding? You know, if you get rid of the reason or the root, then you don't have to do those. And it's just like, we're doing it for a reason. And it's like, I've seen people go in and out of treatment centers and in and out of counseling, or maybe never go to counseling because, God forbid, there's a man that walks into a counselor's office and admits that he was raped by someone in his family, or that he was abused by his parent, or someone that, or a babysitter, or a fucking priest, or whoever these sick ass motherfuckers are. I feel like the men are the ones that aren't allowed to show emotion. They're not going to admit to someone or try to go to get that help, or maybe they don't know how, maybe they don't want to think about it, but I just feel like a lot of us are that way. You know, it's time to embrace the fact that a lot of us have a lot of pain and shit that we carry around, but that doesn't have to be like that forever. It's okay to admit that, like I said, the guilt, the shame, all of that stuff is what's attracting all this negative shit, all this negative energy, and they feed off of it. You just have to get to that point for yourself when you're ready to face those demons, when you're kind of like, this shit isn't working anymore, that these temporary voids that I try to fill with sex or drugs or money or bitches or cars, it's helping me, and it's in a way making it worse, because I think addictions go hand in hand. It's like, it's not just one, it's going to be three. I started messing around with weed, and then it was pills, and then it was coke. You know what I mean? It was just like boom, boom, boom. That shit's all around. It's like, oh, I'll try this. And it's like, let me try a Xanax bar and sleep for 7 days. Like, I don't think they cause the feelings directly, but they are feeding off of that energy that you're putting out. So they're like attracted to that. And I just feel like we were taught, or me personally, I was taught at a very young age to believe in a religion or a god or a figure or a man, always a man too, but don't get me started on that, to fix my problems, to go to them for help. But we didn't really realize that we have the power to fix ourselves, that we're the ones that kind of hold that key. But we have to take the steps, or just realize, like, we don't have to idolize another person or go to another person to help us or fix our problems. That's the problem with this fucking society today. You're going from girl to girl to girl to girl to girl, or boy to boy to boy, or job to job to job, but you're not fixing anything, and it's not getting better. This person can't fix you. This person isn't going to be what you need. You have to be what you need first. You have to realize who the fuck you are, and know that if you're going through some shit, if you have anxiety and depression and bipolar, and if you've had a hard life, these are the people that are the warriors. These are the people that are the leaders, but you have been oppressed to the point where you don't remember, and it was on purpose. So it's a bunch of bad shit about yourself, and the things you talk to yourself about, you start to believe it. And then after a while, it's like you truly do forget everything. And don't tell me we're not brainwashed, because shit, I'm slowly getting downloads to who the fuck I've been, and it's just like, well, damn, I didn't know. I've heard there are parasitic entities that attack your brain. Yes. Being aware of those and going to the people that are specialized and proven to know how to remove them. I don't know how to do that stuff. I think that it's time for us to kind of go back to, I want to do, like Western herbalism. Like, there was a time when we didn't need doctors or other people to fix our problems. We had the tools to do it all ourselves. We had our own food. We had our own plants. We picked the shit out the ground ourselves, so we knew there wasn't stuff put in it. We didn't have things like microwaves that was feeding us with radioactive fucking energy and giving us cancer. Like, no big deal, just whatever. Awareness is huge. Education is huge. Being accountable for yourself and not blaming other people. Yes, it's hard to do when there's been some fucked up things done to you, because I know what that's like. But after a while, you could spend the rest of your life blaming another person, or you could try to sit down and think, well, maybe I had something to do with this. That maybe I didn't care enough for myself to have the right boundaries. my life. That maybe I should have used a condom and not had 4 children. Touche. That I was looking for love in another person when I didn't love myself. Being accountable for yourself, you know, not looking to another person to solve your problems. Being a whole person and then attracting the same person in someone else, and kind of, that's a healthy relationship. But two broken ass people that are like codependent on each other and still haven't healed, it's just gonna be, I'm not gonna say it can't work, because some people it does, but it's just like you have to be aware of the things that are gonna fix you and the things that you have to actively try to fix in yourself first. And then you can wonder why you keep attracting low vibrational people. It's like, well, maybe there's some issues. Everybody that we have these relationships, they're a mirror of us. And that's why things turn toxic. Things turn, they just get worse and worse and worse until you can't take it anymore. And you're just like, I can't do this, you know? You're given no other choice but to let that person go. But what we're not realizing is these are all karmic lessons. These are all things inside of us. The most of the times, the things you can't stand in another person are the things you don't like in yourself. That people don't even realize when they're pointing the finger at someone else about the things they don't like about them, that they do it too. You know, this ego-driven race you to the finish line, get the car, get the house, get the girl, shit is fucking whack. At this point, I want to live in the mountains, and I don't care if it's by myself. I'm gonna have like prairie dogs and shit. Fuck it. I'm to the point where it's like, bruh, I'm getting old. Meet me where I'm at, or don't. I had to do a lot of work on myself. I probably still have a long way to go, but I know I feel better. I know that I don't. A part of me wants to have a partner in my life that is on the same level, because I feel like that dream of having the mother and the father, regardless of how it came together, where you truly are a pair, is something I want. But it's just like, it's never really like that. It's like one person. I mean, I don't know. It's just never been that way. You know, I'm not going to say that it can. I'm not going to say that it won't. I just don't, it's not my focus right now. I got some other shit to do right now, bro. Like, catch me on the flip side. You know what I mean? I'm not going to chase it. If it's supposed to be here, it'll come here. I do realize I have to leave my house, but I'm just saying, shit. My car's stolen. Got a couple kids. God told me sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? Chill out, because I was out here being reckless. Oh, we have some trolls. Hi, trolls. I haven't even been reading the comments. Things you said, but I think that where you put your time and energy will always come back to you in the same way. So maybe it's time to be mindful about what you're doing and what you're entertaining. Because the last time I checked, tricks were for kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like losing my voice. But I hope everyone, I can't even talk. Hope everyone has a good night. Bye.